Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Elevate.Strategy Leadership Life. We just had some technical difficulties, so I've actually asked my guest Leona McCharles to postpone till Monday. So I apologize if you came here for her, which is probably what you did. We're not going to have you interview today. So in any case, the guys at Restream are just amazing. It's the software that helps us with the video here. So I basically texted them and said, listen, my camera's not working. And they said, fix this and take the cache off and clear it. Now it's working about 50 minutes later. So I apologize to everyone, but I do want to share one thing before I go. It'll be a very short clip here, but I posted out, I was on the radio this week for the first time, and the question that was posed to me was the question about the Great Resignation, what that means for apparently during COVID, about 4 to 5 million people in the U.S. have resigned from their jobs since July 2021. So the question was, what is the driver behind that, right? So, and the radio host asked about whether it's work-life balance or things that we're trying to pursue now. Now we finally have a chance to do that. And I told him my response really was, I think that what's happening here from working with my clients is that there's a bit of a great reset. And what I mean by that is that the mindset now has shifted about work, not so much around work-life balance. And my point really was, you're never really going to get work-life balance if you have the dollar sign in the mix, right? And the reality is that our propensity is to want to make the more money to put food on the table, but also enjoy things in life, right? So it's going to be really hard to do that unless you have more exposure to your family. So my point really was that COVID has forced us to work from home, and so having invested that time at home inadvertently has given us more exposure to our families. And by and large, for most families, if you invest more time in families, the ROI is actually a lot greater than if you're suited up in an office, trying to share value with making the bottom line. So this COVID has allowed us to be able to spend more time with family. And so the investment in family has enabled us to balance that between the dollar sign and value. So, and reason, the purpose for being kind of thing. So, in any case, that was my thinking, and I shared that on the radio again. My first time, it was like a 6-minute interview. It was strange to hear my voice on the radio, but it was really cool. But in any case, I'm interested to know what you guys think about the Great Resignation. If you've resigned, why is that the case, and what are your plans, right? And that was one of the questions I was asked as well. Is do we think that people are going to regret looking back on resigning now when they have nothing kind of waiting for them in maybe a year's time? And so I think that, as long as you have sort of a backup plan, thinking about sort of the tools that you need to retool and kind of reskill yourself to be part of, the workforce when you finally do go back into that, it's really important to do that. So one of the advice that I gave to the radio host, to my clients, and to people who are listening was that to really stay on top of things as far as technology goes, as far as what might be needed when we sort of exit the COVID period, regardless of whether we're working from home or not. I mean, the reality is that there's still a whole bunch of skills that only people can do and machines and technology can't do. So if you're part of that Great Resignation, I'm curious to know whether there's a reset in your mind whereby the purpose and the reason for living, for working, maybe, for kind of existing has now changed. And so now the balance between the dollar sign and value and purpose is now really on par and kind of fighting for your time. So anyway, drop me a note or send me a direct message. Let me know. I'm curious to know whether my theory is correct or not. I think that would be a great topic for another TEDx talk, which is what I was trying to get into this week, but apparently the application process is over. So anyway, that's another story for another time. For those of you who are looking forward to Leona McCharles, again, I apologize. She's not, I've released her and asked her to come back because I don't want you guys to wait and for her to wait. But it'll be on Monday now. So we're going to reschedule this at the same time on Monday, 1 p.m. at Eastern Standard. All right. So until then, have a great weekend, and I'll see you real soon.